one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Open Door Podcast. I'm your boy. I'm your host. I'm trying to get some Florida grammar as I live down here, but we're going to get there eventually. Faison Myers, and I'm here with my fellow friends, brothers, and international co-host.
No intro, because I am the intro, Mom.
It's your boy, Kevo.
And we are here with another episode, another great topic ahead for y'all about some interesting things that we've been talking about amongst ourselves. We wanted to share with y'all. And, we're going to get straight to the point. Our warm-up question that we have for today is, what influenced you to commit to something? What is something in your life that makes you want to commit to something?
I would go for it. I'd say by it depends on the circumstances. Like for me, being successful in life, what makes me commit to that is, family, wanting to support my family and be there for my family. So I have to succeed in life. It's different circumstances to everybody. Everybody has their own why in life to why they commit to something. But I say that's my why and what influenced me to commit to my goals in life.
Yeah, I agree. I think. But go ahead, Miles.
No, I was just going to piggyback and say that I agree exactly like what Kevin said. It's all about your why in life, I think. And hold up, my fault. I know it's getting mad noisy. It all depends on what you want to commit to in life and what do you want your stamp and your legacy to be when you're gone, in my opinion.
Okay, I like that. I think it varies, depending on what it is. Sometimes your commitment may be for personal satisfaction. Sometimes it may be for the betterment of others. Sometimes it's just for a temporary need that you want to fulfill. Commitment can be as simple as, well, if I go to the gym 3 days a week, my body will change a little bit. Or commitment can be, if I don't use my phone for the first 30 minutes when I wake up, I can now use that time to substitute with something else. And so that the end goal when you commit to something is you want to get something out of it, right? You don't commit to nothing to not have it make yourself or make somebody else's life better. You're not just going to do something. So yeah, I'm going to commit to, but I don't care what happens afterwards. No one does that. We always have an end goal in mind or objective.
Want to see results.
Complete. Yeah. And so with that, our actual topic question of the day is, how do you commit to something for life without knowing how much life is ahead of you? And I want to start because there's this quote that I love near and dear to my heart that by Denzel Washington. And he says, without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. And so I think my answer to that question before we, dig deep into it is, it's easy to commit to something, right? I can start the day and say, yeah, I'm going to run 2 miles. But when those mornings when I don't feel like getting up, how consistent am I going to be able to do so without having the day one feeling is not always going to stay for day 10 or day 20 or day 50. And so you have to consistently do it and, instill it in your head that you can always do it. Your mind is putting that blockage in front of you, even though your body like, yeah, let's do it. The mind is still saying no. And so you do something in life, no matter, you may not know how long it's going to take, because that's the mystery of life. Life doesn't have a stoppage, that everyone knows is going to be right then and there. So you're supposed to fulfill and live it up like it's your last day, right? Or like that is the last time that you'll ever do it, because you don't want to have no regrets when it's all said and done.
And I like to take a focus to the second half of that question about not knowing how much life is left. I believe like that what makes commitment or, staying consistent worth it, because it's like that excitement. You never know when this might end. So I feel like you should do everything to the fullest. Like any day could be your last day. And if everybody lived in that mindset, oh, I don't know how much time left, so I'm gonna be cautious to what I'm about to do with life, that will make it not worth it at all, because you just, you're going slow with it instead of putting your head full into it. So, yeah. the second part of that is very interesting.
And Miles over trying to conquer the street. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm here. So I like the Denzel quote because I think that's facts. Like you can commit to something, but then you can fall off easy. It's like riding a bike. I can commit to learn how to ride a bike, but if I'm not consistent with pedaling and paying attention to the road, then I'm going to fall off. So am I really riding the bike if I just said I'm going to ride the bike, or am I putting the actions to what I need? Is that making sense? Am I
Yeah, I
making
get
sense over here?
I want Mr. Miller to elaborate.
So basically, like you can say something and not really mean it. That's a commitment, right? Like I commit to you. I committed to this podcast. I said I was going to do this podcast, and I said I was going to make it happen. But if I don't fall through with it, then am I really committed to it? You see what I'm saying? Like that's the consistency that Denzel Washington was talking about, I believe.
And I think too, we always think that when you're committed to something, is there a timeline to where that objective is completed, right?
Yeah.
So you can make a commitment to say, hey, I'm going to be a better communicator. There is no one who is the greatest communicator or orator out there because they're always learning to strive to be like that. Like for me, one of the people I think that's the greatest at speaking and letting people know something is TD Jakes, right? But TD Jakes also says too that he is still learning from the people before him and he's learning from the people after him because they both know something that he doesn't know. And so that timeline is never ending. It's going to keep on going until, you know, his end of days, because there's going to be stuff that he still needs to learn. Now, saying like, hey, I want to learn how to do a backflip, I'm going to be committed to it. But once I learn how to do it, I'm done. You know, that task is complete. I'm going to check that off. So there's going to be checking off, you know, certain things that you can fulfill. And there's going to be things to where like, it's never going to be an end to it. And so it now just kind of shows you don't want to always have goals that have no end, right? You still want to have goals that have an end because that is how most people categorize their life and see what they've done in the past and say, hey, yeah, I've done this. Yeah, I've done that. Yes, I graduated college. Yes, I am now working. Yes, I have a car. Yes, I've met friends. Those are things that you can now check off and say, yeah, that is completed. Now, other things like saying, hey, I want to be a better person in my community, or I want to learn how to be an avid author or a reader. That's stuff that you could always continue to learn and become better at.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I was just about to say that there's certain things in life where the commitment doesn't have a timetable on it, like, you know, marriage or working to be a better person in life. Like those things shouldn't have a timetable. But, you know, people nowadays, they like that result instantly. Like they want to see, you know, some type of progress instantly. And like certain type of commitments don't require that, you know, those results very instantly. Like you might not never see results on your commitment in life, you know, and that's okay. Because, you know, being committed is more than just, you know, seeing results right then and there. You gotta, you know, work for it each and every day. It's a daily progress.
And I think Miles said it too. Like one of our episodes is legacy episode. You can commit to make a legacy, but you'll never see the finished product.
Yeah.
And so that is like when that question asks you, how can you be committed to something when you never know when it's going to end? Shoot, I can be building the most beautiful garden in the world, but because it takes so long for those plants to flourish, I won't see those plants flourish. There'll be somebody else who gets to see the reaping of my rewards. And so that's fine, right? I'm not building it for me. I'm building it for other people so they can see what they can do as well, if not better.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got to some Wi-Fi, so I'm good. All right. I also think it's very interesting, like when we talk about certain commitments, I think that some people take certain commitments a lot deeper than other commitments, meaning like commitment of marriage, or even our last podcast, where we talked about commitment of friendship and like how we're so committed to the friendship that we have that it's like, why would I want to snitch on one of my friends who are my brothers or things of that nature? So I think there's definitely different levels of commitment, because then there's even like the commitment to yourself, Like whatever you. So I heard this once philosopher say, like, never lie to yourself. Like out of everything in the world, like never lie to yourself, because that's what builds your confidence. Like if you say today I'm going to wake up and run a mile, and you don't do it, then you can't even trust yourself, and you don't have the real confidence in yourself. So how can you have confidence in other people and in other environments? So start by being committed to yourself. That's my advice.
So then let me ask you one thing for everybody. What is one thing that you're doing right now that you're committed to and trying to be consistent at?
Currently, everybody know I'm gonna work for Oracle. So, I'm not gonna say I'm an avid reader. I read books that I'm interested in. So I'm currently reading a lot of sales management books and stuff like that. I'm trying to be committed to like learning this whole sales market and being, the best seller I can be type thing. Like it's been hard at the beginning because most of those books are tedious and boring, but I'm constantly reading, 4 or 5 pages a day, stuff like that, and taking notes and stuff like that, watching YouTube videos. But it's definitely coming along. So that's something I'm being committed to right now.
So it's funny.
You have a mouthpiece, dude.
Huh?
Like just talk. That's all it is. Just talk. That's all sales is. Just talking.
But
it's funny that we got this question, because I started a notes page about a week ago, and it was like things to focus on during this chapter of my life. And one of the things is like giving myself grace and gratitude for all that I do, because we realize that we can do so much in life and we work so hard, but we're the biggest people that never like give ourselves grace for what we do. Yeah. And so you gotta, it doesn't have to be a whole, montage or segment, but just stop by and give yourself 5 minutes, say, hey, you're doing good. Hey, if somebody else doesn't tell you, you're trying your hardest. And so you don't want to fall upon having on the shoulders of other people telling you, hey, you're doing what you need to do. But if you start with yourself and you give yourself that self-love, then it makes everything a whole lot easier. And I'll read this to you. It's a little, I found this on TikTok, and it was like the 10 principles for becoming a better man. It was like, when in doubt, follow your curiosity, keep good company around you, shoot your shot. Dating is a numbers game. Health and well-being should be your number one priority. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Take time to smell the roses. Always be the student and never the master. Only say yes to things that excite you, and no to everything else, and you're the creator of your story. So those 10 things right there, you can stay committed at, and it can take you a long time, but those 10 things kind of hit everything though too. And so I saw that and I was like, okay, I like that. Some things I might tweak, some things I can look at. I'm convinced
we got the same TikTok algorithm, because I seen that same video and saved it.
Yeah, right, exactly. So like it's cool that you see these things though. Yeah, I got you. And it's like, hey, if I can sit here and dedicate 3 months to doing those 10 things, I can look back now and say, hey, back in August, was I feeling or doing the same ways that I'm doing now in, what's 3 months from now, October? So November? Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Nah, that's dope. Like, I really like that list, Fetty.
Yeah, so, I got you. I'm going to send it. All right. Oh, man.
And I like even take the time to smell the roses.
Yeah,
that's something, even like on this trip, that I've really been learning to do. And I guess to answer your question, what I'm trying to be committed to is living in the moment, like not really worrying about tomorrow, what's going to affect me, like way down the road, but just truly embracing the here and the now. Because that's something that I have issues with and I kind of struggle with, is overthinking and things of that nature. So like I had sat down and talked to this dude, this random dude just walked up to me and he saw I was outside writing and he was like, do you mind if we exchange stories? And I'm like, what are you talking about, exchange stories? And he pulled out his journal and he was writing too. And so what he was talking about were patterns. And he was basically saying that like in this world, if you sit and you just watch everything is a pattern. How the sun comes up is a pattern. How birds operate are a pattern. Even how people operate are patterns. And so what he was saying was, if you have enough willpower to break the pattern, then you can break it. Like even with the sun, like how he was telling me about the sun, it was crazy. It's like if you think that the sun comes up the same way, you technically can like go around the world since you never have to see night. So I think with that commitment, whatever commitment you're going to make, you just need the willpower to follow through and make sure it happens.
Yeah, I mean, if you want it, you'll get it. But it's now the middle question is how bad do you want it, and how bad are you gonna work for it? Which is that question can be asked for every single thing in life, from schoolwork to your financial job to habits that you're creating to miscellaneous things. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna clean my room. How bad you want to clean your room in 15 minutes so that you can go out and have fun? It's like things like that. It's funny things like, our parents teach us some of these things and it doesn't click until we get older. Right. And it's so, what's the Eric Thomas quote? If you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll do anything that you want to do in life. That's a very true statement, because in between this podcast episode, we done breathed a whole lot. But if we take that same amount of, and the cool thing about that, you want to dissect it, breathing is something that our body does for us automatically, right? We don't have to think about breathing. As I'm talking now, I'm breathing, I'm not even thinking about it. So can I get to the point of being so committed to something that I'm not even thinking about it, that I'm just doing it now as a secondhand nature that my body's supposed to do? Hey, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I'm going to the gym. Hey, I'm reading 10 minutes a day or 10 pages a day. So much that to where it's like, it's not me saying, oh, shoot, I got to do this thing right now. It's like, okay, that's the next thing that my brain is now telling me to do the process. Yeah, I had another question though. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. It was in my notes somewhere. But I don't know. I ain't gonna cap y'all. This could have been a quick little quick discussion that we could have had. It ain't gotta be one of them long ones that we always be having.
I was about to say, because we done wrapped up pretty much the question, pretty much. Yeah. But I got a question. Who do y'all look for, like, into like your motivation and like your career field or anywhere in life? Who is that motivation for y'all?
Oh, so that's funny. It's on my notes page. So in like my career field, I have a couple of people that I look to, like that's in my workspace, or I know that they've been doing it since I've been in high school. But it's like, so I have a thing of people I like to look up to just in general, and they have their own different ways. So I got 9 on here. I got Will Smith, Denzel, Big Sean, T.D. Jakes, Nipsey Hussle, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, and Jay-Z, right? All of those people, because they're very intentional in their work, right? And so between, you got athletes, actors, rappers, preachers on there, and Tyler Perry ain't Nipsey Hussle, but I can correlate and I can realize that I share or I achieve to have what they are thinking and what they're processing in life. And so I try to instill myself and listen to what they say or read what they've written down and kind of try to understand a picture of how they formulated something to where they're at now. And so if I can do that with myself, then I can believe that I can be as successful as they are in their own respective fields.
Hey, that's definitely a tough list. I might have to steal some of them, but I got like people like Les Brown and Inky Johnson, because I've been really like diving deep into like Inky Johnson motivational speeches and stuff like that. Like his story resonates so much with me. Like I just look for him for like whenever I'm down or something like that. I just pull up Inky Johnson videos and go in the gym and go crazy or something. So that's definitely one of my top people.
Inky and Les Brown go crazy now. I used to listen to, there's a 15-minute Les Brown video I used to watch every day in high school. And I listened to it so much that I used to be able to say it from start to finish. I haven't listened to it in a while, but every day I used to listen to that same video, like as I used to get ready, just playing in the background. And I'd be like, oh, it's at 25 right now, so I got 2 more minutes before I got to leave the house. That's how bad I used to listen to that video. What about you, Miles?
I would say the 3 people in my life who I look up to I don't really look up to anybody career-wise in
Mm,
the aspect of, I think the career that I'm trying to achieve and I think that we're building right now hasn't really been done before. So
yeah.
there's no one really to kind of like look up to in that aspect. But the three men that I look up to, one, of course, my father. Uh, every time I can remember in my life, like he's just been there and he's what I want to be in a man. Two is Nipsey Hussle, because exactly like what Fetty said. I love the aspect of like hustle and motivate, like not only get what you need to get, like get your chips in order, but also reach back and bring others up with you and build a community surrounding you. Because Jay-Z had even said it once, like if your whole crew is rich, then your crew is rugged. Because if like, well, you could probably quote it better than me. But you know what I'm talking about? That line
Yeah.
is like, if your whole
Yeah.
crew is rich and your crew is rugged, because one of
Mhm.
y'all fall, then. And the last person, I probably would say, dang, I had my list and I don't know, that Jay-Z bar kind of just threw me off. I don't know. The last person I say is my friends. Yeah, I'll put you all up there. You all motivate me to be better every single day when we talk and we just have like a little banter.
Yeah.
Oh, I found it. If use the N word, I don't know if we can use that in the podcast. And your click is rich, your click is rugged. There you go. So that was the wise words from Sean Carter.
So where did the J and Z come from?
I don't know. That's a good question.
All right, your name is Sean Carter.
I just said why. The next thing is why is Jay-Z called Jay-Z? And it says his first-hand experience was illicit drug dealing would inform his lyrics when he began rapping under the name Jazzy, soon shortened to Jay-Z, a name that many also have been derived from the proximity of the J to Z subway lines to Marcy Projects. Oh, that's crazy. From the J to the Z. We're done. We're good.
Wrap
I don't
it
even
up,
listen
then.
to the album.
Wrap
It
it
was
up,
just the name
then.
itself.
Yeah.
Well, all righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just got some lessons and a Jay-Z info fact of the day. Oh shit. Well, I think that's a short and sweet podcast topic that we now give to the hands of the listeners, in that they want to tell us what they think, and they talk to other people and say, how do you commit to something, not knowing when it's going to end, but also at the same time, what do you stay committed to? Because you can commit to things that are not going to help you out, right? I can commit to playing Grand Theft Auto every single day, and if I'm not going to do nothing with that, then all I'm doing now is just wasting myself and my time just to play Grand Theft Auto, which we've been playing the same Grand Theft Auto for 12 years now, but that's not my rant of the day. So it's now we ask you, what are you committing to? What are you staying consistent to? And how are you making sure, one, you're not burning yourself out, give yourself grace while doing so, but two, knowing that track yourself along the line, right? If I'm gonna run a mile in 8 minutes, if I get down to 9, okay, cool. If I get down to 8:45, cool. I get down to 8:30, cool. So you can see your progression, right? No one decides to look from A to Z without looking at B, C, D, E. So it makes that stepping path a whole lot easier, right? And that's why a lot of people start to lose that commitment, because they never look at the smaller goals and accomplishments in between that time. And so that's my one thing to you. If you're going to be committed to something, look at yourself and see how far you've come from the last time you looked at where you were at, and see the progression. And as time goes on, you'll see how far you've come. And so it may seem like it is a long time, but you'll realize that you've learned and you matriculated stuff over time too. And so with that, cozy moments. I'm gonna let Miles go first. I'm sure he got the best cozy moment out of any of us right now.
Yeah.
Mr.
London guy.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you good. Nope. All right, there you go.
Bro, y'all just froze.
Oh. You good now?
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
All right, what's your cozy moment, Miles?
Sorry, man.
You number one.
My cozy moment. I have a lot. but I'll try to think of one. One is the hostel, like for sure. Like staying in the hostel.
Well, first off, you gotta tell everybody where you at right now.
Oh, I'm in London. So I'm in London and I'm in this area called Notting Hill, which is bougie. Like this zone is uppity. We have no business being here, but we're here. And so in a hostel, you're just meeting all these different people who are from all over the world, but they have like a lot of our mindset. Like they're just here to understand, like they're not being judgmental or anything. Another thing I've learned is they don't like Americans at all. Like we're really at the bottom of everybody's totem pole, but you know, they still think that we're cool and they still tolerate us. So that's pretty cool.
All right. Mr. Worldwide. That's gotta be Miles.
Mr. Worldwide.
no intro because I am the intro, Mr. Worldwide.
Pitbull.
Right. I might have to steal that.
Exactly. Hey, you might as well. I'm in Florida. Okay, that was the best thing that we had so far. Now you got a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I would say mine spending time with the fam. Like we done went bowling probably like 3 times this week, but hey, I wasn't so good at bowling, but I'm getting there. Man.
We already know who the king of bowling is, all right? Just saying. I'm just saying. Hey. I have yet to lost to anybody in our group chat. Okay, I'll bring everybody.
So Joe hasn't beat you?
What you say?
Joe hasn't beat you? Joe
hasn't
beat you?
No, Chaz sucked.
Chaz is pretty good too.
Joe is. I put Joe number 2 and Chaz. No, the only person that ever beat me in bowling was Preston. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I tell my cozy moment. So it was my 19th birthday. And remember when we was all going bowling and we had the karaoke at the bowling alley too? It was me and Preston, man. We was on like this heated, roll to roll battle. I needed to hit 6 pins to win. It was the last roll of the game. I'm in my mindset, locked in, can't hear nothing. Jerry, which everyone should know who Jerry is. He's been on this podcast a couple of times. Jerry is on the karaoke machine singing Candy Rain by Soul For Real. I'm getting ready to bowl, right? I'm like in mid-form bowling. All I hear is, my Candy Rain. Ball just goes right into the gutter. Bruh, before the ball could even get to the end of the lane, I was running towards Jerry, getting ready to fight him. Because I'm like, this was the easiest 6 pins in the world. And because he wanted to sound like he was on American Idol, I couldn't win the game. So that is my rant of the day. Is to Jerry. I'm still mad at you for that. I forget that 3 years later. And that's the only person in our group that ever beat me in bowling is Preston. I need my rematch from him too, but it's all right. We'll get it eventually. But I was
about to say, it sounds like y'all need a rematch.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that set up, bro. Best believe we gonna live stream that on the CozyTimes page probably. I need everybody to see this. But my cozy moment is this past Tuesday. My uncle hosted 2 events. So he does professional networking, FSX events. If you want to look him up, really cool stuff. And so the first half, we were at a golf course, networking with a lot of real estate brokers and everything of that nature. And the cool thing about it to me was later on that night, we had a mixer, networking event at one of the nicest cigar lounges in the nation that's actually in Tampa. And I got to see about 150 successful Black folk, right? That did everything: real estate, social media content, construction, doctors, nurses, lawyers. And my biggest thing in life is I want to see people that look like me be great at what they do. Mm-hmm. And so for these people to be pulling up in like 2021, BMWs, getting chauffeured around in limos, saying that, yeah, I just got off the private jet and it just came straight here to the event because I heard something was going on when I was in Atlanta. Like, you tell me, and the funny thing too, I'm checking everybody in. And so when I tell you, when they were paying, out of those 150 people, I probably touched about 120 Platinum Air Max Express cards. And American Express is metal. It ain't plastic.
Yeah.
And so I feel like my hand got a little bit heavy every time I kept on carrying it and holding and swiping. I'm like, bro, I strive to be like them because one lady, she was like, oh yeah, I'll pay for everybody around me. Like, it's 8 tickets, it's $45, 8 times 45 is a whole lot of money. And she started looking at which express card to use. I was like, damn. I'm like, damn, I'm throwing my USA out on the ground and snip it up with some scissors. And so it was just really cool to see a lot of Black excellence in one room. And of course, I got to network with a lot of them. I had to do what I had to do. Now I'm gonna get me a house sooner or later now because I don't find all these real estate brokers still selling Tampa, but they have a new buyer. But that was good though. That was one of the good events that I really had this week, and I was really happy to be a part of it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely tough.
Yeah, that's dope.
It was tough for sure. And hey, I found someone that said they want to do social media content for us too. So stay tuned. Yeah, we about to have the check mark on our Instagram page. But to make that work. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we always want to say thank you for listening to us. Thank you for being a consistent supporter. We appreciate all the love and support that we hear from y'all on these episodes. We do it for y'all. If you want to be on an episode, I say it all the time. Let us know. We make especially we on Zoom. I'm in Florida. Kevin was about to be in Texas. Miles is overseas, being Mr. Worldwide. I don't care where you at. Let me know, okay? We'll put you on here. We got enough boxes for everybody to be on here. So make sure you do that. Make sure you share. Make sure you talk about these actual discussions because it starts with us, but we wanted to end with y'all. Keep the conversation going. Share with a friend. Share it with your classmates. Share it with your next door neighbor. I don't care. But from the Open Door Podcast, as we always say, be blessed.
Don't stress.
Stay cozy.